Well, okay, folks, there is officially so much going on that I don't even know if I can handle it. But the announcement is out, as I'm sure you've heard, that the US Open 2020 is happening. So it's been official now, and there is so many things to talk about. Players are pissed on both sides. The big guys are pissed. The little guys are pissed. I don't know, like, people are arguing about, like, is it safe? You know, like, the announcement that the USTA made, we'll look at that. We're going to look at all the different perspectives, or at least try in this video, and get to the bottom of what this year's US Open will look like. Because I'm sure that it will be one of probably the most unique major that I've ever seen, for sure. And maybe one of the most unique majors in tennis history. But we're going to get into the details of this year's 2020 US Open right now on this episode of The Slice.
So I don't have many bagels.
Welcome to The Slice.
Welcome to the slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Okay, so thanks for being here, folks. First off, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and thanks for liking this video because it helps us out somehow. Like the video. Also, check out Courtside Sports. No matter where you are in the world, we can ship you your tennis gear for 10% off. It supports the show, and you get the best gear from the best store online. Check it out, link below. And thanks for being here. So the US Open is happening, which I am personally stoked because I'm going to get to see tennis again, professional, real-level tennis. An article I just wrote called "Does Tennis Really Need Reinventing?" addresses the issue of people are saying that we need to reinvent the sport to make it relative in the future. I'm not so sure about it. So check out the article here on the website, theslicetennis.com. But the US Open is happening. I can't wait to see some regular tennis go on. The Adria Tour has been sweet so far. You know, the UTS has been weird, but also kind of awesome. The Battle of the Brits is coming up. Some exhibitions are going on. But we're all thinking, when is real tennis going to be back? And now it officially will be back. Starting, the ATP just released its calendar, which says that the first tournament back will be Washington, D.C., the ATP 500 starting on the 14th of August. And then the Cincinnati Open, or the Western and Southern Open, played on the 22nd of August in New York, and then the US Open, and then it goes back to Europe for the Kitzbühel, then Madrid 1000, Rome 1000, and then Paris, like Roland Garros, like crazy. So first tournament back is Washington, and then it goes Cincinnati US Open. But the main topic of this tournament or video is the US Open. So I've heard so many different opinions. There was that infamous call with all the ATP players, or not all of them, talking about the guidelines, and I heard Noah Rubin come off and he was upset, and I heard Novak Djokovic wasn't there because he was off doing his own thing in the Adria Tour. What's up, Novak Djokovic fans? I know you're already pissed because you think I disparaged Djokovic, but just wait. There's been so many different opinions. None of the big three were on this call. A bunch of the guys who would be playing qualifying at this year's US Open are unhappy because it's not happening. So the US Open, the way it's going to be done is the main draw will be completely normal, 120 players. There will be a half draw of doubles teams, and there will be no mixed doubles and no qualifying. So, to be honest, it's like in these times, everyone, from what I'm going to say going forward here, everyone needs to, it's hard to understand. I get it. I've had to like change my wedding this summer. We've all had to change everything in our lives. It sucks. This time in the world sucks with coronavirus. So things have to be done. And honestly, the main draw of the men's and singles bring in like all the viewership. No one really watches mixed up. No one watches mixed doubles. No one really watches doubles. So, and the qualifying is unfortunately on the chopping block. Not saying that any of those players don't deserve a shot and shouldn't be there, but during this time, obviously the USTA just had to do what they can, get the money there to get the players there. The USTA also already had to lay off a ton of people from their organization. So they're really biting the bullet to even make this tournament happen. So kudos to them. And we can't roast them too hard for not putting out qualifying and all these things because they're just doing what they can, it seems like. So that's the format for the US Open. I've heard from different qualifying players saying, I've earned the right to be there at the US Open. It's like, yes, you have, but this year it's different. Just like everything else, it's different. It's unfortunate, but it's different. So how the US Open is going to keep this thing safe, apparently, is because, there's all these different. Now, coronavirus has been on for such a long time. I'm probably going to get demonetized for saying coronavirus on YouTube. But there, you're watching Djokovic with the Adria Tour go around. He's hugging every player. They're playing soccer. They don't care at all about the coronavirus. There's full stands. That's because there's barely any coronavirus in Serbia. So I like that. There's no point in being worried about something if it's not really there, in my opinion. Then in New York, it's literally the epicenter of coronavirus in the world. Like the most cases, I think, in the entire planet were there and are still there. But it's obviously getting better. but they're going to create a bubble basically. So they're going to have all the players stay at a hotel near the airport for the most part, and then travel to and from the tournament, get checked 2 to 3 times a week. And these were and only be able to bring, I think, one person in their entourage right now. And these were the rules that Novak Djokovic said were extreme, almost impossible, as he said. So that's the upper echelon of players. Novak Djokovic, Nadal, Simona Halep's already said it. They're not stoked on this. They don't want to really come because they can't play the way they normally do or used to. And then the qualifiers and the people at the bottom, like Noah Rubin, who aren't even going to be in the tournament, are also pissed because they can't play, which makes sense. And they're not going to get the opportunity to get points or money like these other guys. The USTA is distributing money down to the qualifiers in some fashion, though, who would have been there. But then there's the middle players. The middle players, guys from like ranked 50 to, I guess, 120 who are going to be in the tournament, who would normally only travel with one person, probably a couple family members, which might be able to happen still. So from the vibe I've gotten from them, I think Dan Evans can speak for them, who's been traveling with 1 or 2 people for most of his career and been playing in front of no crowds like the US Open will be. He's okay with it. So Djokovic said, these rules are impossible, basically. Dan Evans said, mate, get over it, mate. That was Australian. But he's saying that most players travel with one coach only anyways, so it shouldn't be a problem. And they just have to find a way to make this tournament go because tennis players need to make a paycheck. They need to work. So I think it's ridiculous on both sides to be upset with how it's working. If you're Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal, Stan Wawrinka, any of these top 30 guys who Noah Rubin says can't figure out how to play without their own physios, they need to get over it. They need to get over it and show up for tennis. The middle guys need to show up and do their best. It's a big opportunity. Federer won't be there. Nadal and Djokovic still haven't confirmed to coming, but I'm like basically 100% sure they will. They can't give up on the opportunity to win another slam. Nadal has to defend his points also, so he's going to be there. And then the guys on the bottom, it's literally you're getting shafted, but there's really no other option, it seems like, to me. So it's unfortunate for you guys, but I think the main people who need to chill are the top players. They need to realize that, it's different. It's different because of the coronavirus. You have to just do what you can. Show up with one person, and if you're really that much better than everyone else, you'll win with only one player in your team or person in your team. So I think it honestly evens the playing field a bit more, and it's going to make this US Open extremely exciting. I cannot absolutely wait to see it. So I'm just excited to see live tennis again. How excited are you? What do you think of the rules? I think I've kind of covered everything, but there's so much to cover. I guarantee I've missed some things out. So we will be providing updates, of course, for you on Instagram. Make sure you follow us at The Slice Tennis if you haven't yet. You're missing out on so much. Novak Djokovic actually watched my video on Instagram where I was talking about how his fans who are watching, who I love, all the Slice fans, the Novak Djokovic fans roast me anytime I say something slightly against what Novak is. So, that's it. Now we're in a battle. It's okay. We got beef. I like beef. I'm a big beef eater. But Novak Djokovic watched my video on YouTube or on Instagram, my Instagram Live, where I was talking about his fans. And I said, is he going to come defend them? Hasn't showed up yet. But he saw it because I could see that. So that's kind of cool. So anyways, follow us on Instagram. That's where we get out the news. It's kind of like our Twitter. And make sure you go to theslicetennis.com to read our latest articles, check out our merch, support the show, and get your new tennis gear from Courtside Sports. Lots going on, folks. The US Open 2020 is happening. I honestly did not think it would. Federer said he wished it wouldn't happen with no crowds, but he's not going to be there anyways because he's injured. So there is a chance that the big three might not be there, but I feel like they will. But if they won't, the gates are wide open for us to see the craziest Grand Slam we've seen in a long time. And I think it's going to be that way regardless. I'm so excited to see it. Thank you, USDA, for making it happen. And ATP players far and wide, I understand it's tough, but just please try and do your best when you're there. Show up, and let's just make the best of this terrible situation that we can. US Open 2020, we'll see you soon.